So what is the most difficult aspect coping with the loss of Tamel? And like what type of strategies or, if you're using any to help cope with it?
Excuse me. For me, and again, this is not everybody. For me, I put all of my trust is in the Lord. You know, I even though this has happened, my mind has filtered with all types of thoughts. I feel like I'm a lot like Job in the Bible, who, one of the first things when he was being tried, he lost his children. He lost all of the things, possessions and things of that nature, but he lost his children. And at the end of the day, he still worshiped God. He still put his trust in God. So for me, this is how I cope. And for me, I run to God and not away. But here's the thing. With Tamel's death, I've touched my Bible 3 times since it happened. This makes 21 days that he's been gone. I've touched my Bible 3 times. And I said, God, I don't understand that. Why? What? This is the first time I haven't gravitated toward God. He said, because I've already prepared you for that. I've already prepared you for this season of your life. And so everything that you have put in, you have what you need to make it through. So for me, because see, ain't everybody like me. Ain't everybody going to cope with the loss of their child the same way that I am.
Yeah.
I have total trust in God. Total trust in God that He's going to bring me through. I cry. I cry. I break down. And, I ask the Lord, usher me through it. Help me to still see Him after I've been gone through. I've had my moments asking God why. He ushered me through it.
Mm-hmm.
And He give me a sense of peace after I come through it. So, as I say, for me, to cope with it is to just trust God. Yeah. I can't say that I've really done anything else to cope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people, they drink, and some people smoke, and they smoke, and they do this, do that to cope.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just trusting God. I mean, really, and I'm talking to Him, and I'm praying, and I'm pushing anyhow. Because the truth of the matter, sometimes I don't feel like talking to the Lord. But I gave Him my heart a long time ago.
So why is your faith? And it's just for the listeners, more for you. Mm-hmm. But why is it that important to have faith and trust in God during times like this, where you don't understand, you don't know the why, you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring? Why is it that important?
For me, faith is that important because it is my root. I look at faith like a tree. When you plant a tree in the ground, if it's planted, as the Bible will say, by the rivers of the water, if that seed is planted in the ground at the right temperature, the right depth, the right conditions, then no matter what comes, it's going to stay still. I don't know. The thing about a plant or a tree is that when the seed is planted, the outside of it, which is the part of we die to live, the outside of it breaks off. And what's on the inside is actually what is birthed in the ground. And when it's birthed in the ground, it does like a J. Goes down, it dies, and then it comes back up. So for me and for anybody else, if you're rooted in Jesus Christ, I ain't talking about traditions. I ain't talking about customs. Mm-hmm. When you're rooted in Jesus Christ, He will keep you rooted, grounded, settled, and unmovable. For me, my faith is everything. And I'm just so very grateful that this didn't happen before I was rooted.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because had this happened before I was rooted, then I might have gone somewhere else. I might have walked away from the Lord.
Mm.
But it didn't happen until all of me was all the way in. And I think that that's what happens a whole lot of time. When something tragic happens, if you ain't all the way in, then you might go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if, the bad part about it is when you're all the way in, sometimes people look at you crooked and sideways. Why are you not this? You ain't this. You ain't that. Because I'm not doing what they expected me to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I've also had people look at me and say, I can't believe it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. You're laughing. You're talking about it. How? And I'm looking at them like, it ain't me. That's Jesus. To God be the glory. That is God.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said, the Lord is my help. He is my strength. The Lord is that. So, for me, I take the Bible literally. And we don't really comprehend the Bible until we go through, till we get into the fire. Right now I'm in the fire, coming out on the other side of the fire. Losing him, it changed me. My comprehension of time and how I deal with time and how I deal with listening has forever been changed. Because I understand. The Bible says he comes like a thief in the night. Mm. You don't never know when he's going to come. Trust me when I tell you, it was like a thief. I never would have expected my son to be gone to this day. I expected for him to bury me, not me to bury him. He comes like a thief in the night. The Bible is true. I'm telling you. I mean, got to get beyond just reading the word and take it as to be, this is my roadmap. And you don't really understand the Bible until you go through. Yeah. You don't really. And I believe that. You don't. A thief in the night. My whole outlook on time, not wasting time, that's important to me. That's very important now. Because Tamel's life was gone. Just like that. Because I'm talking about he laugh at anything. My son, you mad and he look at you and laugh. Mm-hmm. You like, what is you laughing at? And he'll laugh and tell you straight up and down exactly what he thinking and walk on away. Don't be mad. I mean, this is what it is. That's what he would do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No, you mad. I remember the third time, let's see. The last time he was here, he looked at me and said, see, you still got an attitude, huh? And I said to him, I said, oh, boy. I said, boy, Then I went over to the couch and I just messed with him till, he was okay. Yeah. He was okay. Yeah, but yeah, he was like that, like a thief in the night. Mm. It showed me, and that's another thing that I learned. You don't really know or realize how much you love somebody until you lose them. You don't. I had no idea how much I loved him till I lost him. And I look back on all of the things like this and the Mother's Day last year. He was singing Mama. Yeah. All the men at the church were singing Mama. And he was up there and my sister got him at the end of the video. He picks up the mic and he just harmonizing. And that moment I said, he did love me. He did love me. And over the last 2 days, I could just hear him saying, Mama, I love you. Because when you feel like you abandoned them, you feel like you wasn't there for them, that's one thing that you wonder. Did they know that I love them? I wonder, did they know that I loved them? Because I wasn't there. Yeah. These are things that's real that people struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there. You know, to the parent that wanted to be there and couldn't be there. Or, you know, like me, I picked up my cross and I followed him. They're thinking they didn't, that I wasn't there for them. They don't love me. My child loved me. I didn't think that he did a whole lot of times because I wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you sit back and you say, I wish I had. And it's another thing that I've always said, don't ever regret. Don't wish that you hadn't. Because if you do that, then you wouldn't be who you are right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You had to go through that path to get to where you are.
Yeah. So upon Tamel's death, in one regard, time stopped.
Yeah.
But then in another regard, time waits for no man and life goes on. And day to day, you still got kids and you got a husband.
Yeah.
How do you deal with dealing and grieving with his death while moving forward at the same time?
To be honest, Jonathan, time for me just stopped. From the time that I got that call up until yesterday, time stopped for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just started moving again. And it wasn't that I didn't want to go. I couldn't go. Because I'm the one that's popping, doing this, doing that, everywhere, all over the place. That was for the first time the Lord made me. I just literally stopped. Everything and anything that I would typically do just stopped. And it didn't just stop for me. It stopped for my husband. Stopped for my kids, my other kids. Everything just stopped. And I feel like I was like in the middle of a fog. Couldn't see. I couldn't go anywhere. I could only walk the path that the Lord had put before me. It was like anything else, like the day-to-day things, laundry, stuff like that. It was like the Lord said, not Catherine. He said, the Lord said, nope, you're not doing that today. This is what you're going to focus on. Nope, you're not going to do that. This is what you're going to focus on. And every day for the last 20 days, this is what my life has been. Every day. One thing at a time. He would not allow me to do anything but grieve in this particular area.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's just because I have, and this is what I'll say about me. I'm one of those ones that I don't deal with feelings too well. I'm a pastor, but I don't deal with feelings too well. And after thinking about it, really thinking about it yesterday, over the last week, it's like God says, that's suffering in silence. If you're walking in him, that won't stay. It can't. Because that's not spirit. That's not the fruit of the spirit.
Yeah.
Things that are wrong and that are out of order, he's going to deal with. And it's amazing. It took the loss of my child to make him for him to deal with some things that was within.
Mm-hmm.
That, even though I was crying for him, I was crying for me too. Now, ain't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah.